strike actions do not help students, do not help learning and education, learning and teaching. And on that note, I might say it's very unfortunate that our lecturers are striking. And it's one of the reasons why we call on the appropriate agencies, appropriate bodies, government, to, as a matter of urgency, attend to them and see to it that they return to classroom for learning and teaching to continue as soon as possible.
But continuing as soon as possible will not pan out if there is no proper agreement between the employer, government, and the university teachers, and you know, all the matters that must be considered. You just heard the president of UCC's UTAG saying that they've not made any headway, and this, of course, reflects across the board. So how hopeful are you? What do you think really ought to be done to get the teachers back at post from where you sit?
Well, we've maintained that the government should make serious attempts and take the processes seriously in order to get all these problems resolved. But that notwithstanding, we'll also advise our lecturers, we'll also plead with our lecturers not to go into negotiations with hardened arms and then entrenched positions. But at the end of the day, that will definitely mar the negotiation processes. Now, we believe things needs to be done on the faster pace because the conditions of service, I think one way or the other, is a bit problematic. Looking at the direction the CTAG president is coming from, and then that of UTAG, I think it is a problem for most of the unions, what I've heard just this morning. And then, unfortunately for us, we've been meeting the LMC, the Labour and Employment, Fair Wages and others today, this morning at 10 a.m. And I believe maybe from there we can make a better and more informed position, or we can take a better and more informed position regarding how there has been that delay with regards to the allowances and its accompanying issues.
Just walk with me on this journey. You know what the concerns of the teachers are. Do you feel they are justified? And let me just remind you that this is a long-standing issue. I just make reference to 2013 till now because of the reviews that have been planned, the reviews that have not seen the light of day, the sums of money offered by way of allowances, which the lecturers keep maintain is nothing to write home about. When you look at all of these matters, some of you may end up becoming university lecturers in future, or teachers in future. Do you feel these lecturers, these teachers have something solid to stand on, and that they have some justification, at least, though it is affecting you? What is your take?
Well, if you followed our conversation, followed our discourse, and then our position, 6 months ago, we felt the decision to strike was in a haste. And our lecturers...
You felt it was what?
And then make sure it was in a haste 6 months ago, last year at best. And that they should go back to the negotiations table and iron things out where the appropriate contest. When it came up again this year, if you followed, we've said that government and then the agencies relevant to solving these issues should make sure they do it on a very faster rate, because Ghanaian students can't always be at the suffering edge. Now, we at the end of the day, we making this position, we will still, or would want to let our lecturers know that going into negotiations with entrenched positions will also not help, or will also mar the entire process. Now, I was happy when the UTAG president made certain comments with regards to what the LMC CEO or Chief Executive Director said. Now, there's been sort of hot air being blown by certain UTAG members, and I must say it's really uncalled for, because if you could fight your fight...
Like what? Like what?
Oh, there have been some statements coming from Professor Jampo, and to me, I must say it's very reckless.
You can specify the statement. You're making a blanket statement. I'm saying, like, what exactly that Professor Jampo said? What exactly?
Okay, like the students they thought are playing politics or they are playing on their intelligence because they are politicians now. If you are to attack people's personalities, at the end of the day, I believe that will not help in solving these issues, but rather in making sure you attack the substance, just as the retired president in UCC said. At least there's a substance that you are chasing. There's an increment in salaries that you are chasing. It is not about what the person in office has become, and it is not about your role in the individual's life. I hope you get me on this. Yes, so it is rather unfortunate if people keep on attacking personalities rather than attacking the substance or the purpose of the strike.